Good evening, truth seekers. Tonight, we move away from the boardrooms of the elite and into the dusty roads of South America, where a shadow once moved with such terrifying efficiency that he became known as La Bestia, the Beast. We are discussing a man whose crimes are so numerous they defy human comprehension. A predator who exploited a nation's chaos to become one of the most prolific killers in recorded history. This is the chilling account of Luis Garavito. To understand the Beast, we have to look at the environment that forged him. Born in 1957 in Colombia, Garavito's childhood was a blueprint for the horror he would later inflict. He was the eldest of 7 children, raised in a household defined by brutal physical and sexual abuse at the hands of his father. By the age of 15, he was living on the streets, drifting through a country already torn apart by civil unrest and poverty. He was a victim who chose to become a victimizer, carrying the trauma of his youth and transforming it into a weapon against the most vulnerable members of society. What made Garavito so successful and so dangerous was his ability to blend in. He didn't look like a monster, he looked like a helping hand. Throughout the 1990s, Garavito traveled across Colombia and into neighboring countries, adopting various personas to lure his victims. He would dress as a monk, a street vendor, a disabled beggar, or a representative of a fictional charity. He targeted young boys, usually between the ages of 6 and 16, who were often poor, displaced, or working as street vendors themselves. He would offer them small amounts of money, sweets, or the promise of a job. Because the country was in such turmoil, children went missing every day, and Garavito used this systemic neglect to hide his trail. He was a ghost moving through the crowds, hiding behind a mask of kindness. The scale of his crimes is staggering. When Garavito was finally apprehended in 1999, he initially confessed to the murder of 140 children. However, as investigators began to unearth remains across various municipalities, that number climbed. Maps were drawn, and body after body was recovered from shallow graves in the Colombian countryside. By the time the investigation concluded, he was linked to at least 193 murders, though some estimates suggest the true count could exceed 300. The crimes were not just numerous, they were ritualistic and sadistic. He would lead the children to secluded areas where he would subject them to hours of torture before ending their lives. The forensic evidence revealed a level of brutality that sickened even the most hardened investigators. If you're liking the videos so far, subscribe and follow Mystery and Madness for more deep dives into the world's most enduring enigmas. Garavito was finally caught not through a brilliant stroke of detective work, but through an attempted abduction that went wrong. A bystander intervened, and Garavito was arrested under suspicion of attempted rape. It was only then that a local magistrate recognized his description from the mounting reports of missing children. But the real madness of this case lies in the Colombian legal system at the time. Due to laws regarding the maximum sentence for crimes and reductions for cooperation, the man responsible for nearly 200 deaths was initially sentenced to only 30 years. With good behavior, there was a terrifying possibility that the Beast could have walked free much sooner. This sparked national outrage and led to immediate changes in Colombian law to ensure he remained behind bars. In his later years, Garavito claimed to have found religion, often appearing in interviews with a Bible in hand, asking for forgiveness. But many psychologists who interviewed him saw only a master manipulator, a man who still derived pleasure from recounting the details of his missions. He died in 2023 while still in custody, taking the locations of potentially dozens of undiscovered victims to his grave. Luis Garavito remains a haunting reminder of what happens when a predator meets a society in chaos. He wasn't a supernatural force. He was a man who saw the cracks in the world and decided to fill them with horror. Good night, truth seekers. Stay vigilant, for the most dangerous monsters are often the ones who offer you a smile.